Hey there everybody, mattphilleo, not in the studio today. I'm here actually at a yurt, up in Cable, Wisconsin. Here with my brother Pete, doing some camping. Say hello, Pete.
Hello.
Yeah, we're putting the bacon on. That's what's cooking for breakfast. We got bacon, we have some scrambled eggs down here. Maybe you can see that. Well, you probably aren't watching this just to see what I'm going to have for breakfast, but in a little bit, after I have some fuel, I'll be doing some painting in the yurt. That'll be a new experience, painting in the yurt. And, oh man, check that out. Bacon sizzling in the pan. That's awesome. It's a good sound. So anyway, we'll show you some painting in the yurt a little bit here. But first I gotta have breakfast. All right, here's what we got for breakfast. Got some scrambled eggs and bacon grease, and got some water cooking for French press coffee and some oatmeal. There we go. Let's get this scrambled up on the bottom. All right, and here's Pete working on some stories. And now I'm gonna sit down and start the painting. You can see it here in the sketch stage. Now we're going to differentiate and put some values on top of the values. So for example, within his flannel shirt, you see these darker stripes. And within her hair, there's a few highlights and darker spots within there. We're going to be bringing those elements out into the painting. So what I'm going to do is grab some raw umber dark and maybe a little bit of ultramarine blue. The first layer I primarily used just raw umber dark, but now we're going to add a little ultramarine blue because together they get a little bit darker, and we can get some of those very dark stripes that are pretty much black. So I'm going to go across over these areas I can see where I sketched. You know, that layer is very translucent. I can see my sketch underneath it. And I'm going to start bringing out these darker areas within his flannel shirt. So you can use a flat edge brush, you know, like a 1/2 inch brush, and you can use the edge of it to do the thin areas of the flannel stripes, and then the wider part to do these horizontals. And you know, in the reference photo, he is holding this plaque, that picture, and so I'm going to have to invent what maybe the flannel looks like beneath it. And we're going to fill this whole area in because that's what I see in the reference photo. Yeah, I don't have my usual setup with my camcorder, so just using my iPhone to record this. That's why the video is just a little bit bouncy today. But hopefully it'll work for you, and it does allow us to get a little bit closer in on the detail work. So I guess that's the benefit to that. Okay, so I'm just filling this in on the top. Going now on the vertical stripes. Let's get a little more mixture of color and medium on the brush, swirl it around to get it somewhat more translucent. And then we'll fill in this area across. And this area here can be a little darker. So I'm darkening this whole side a bit more because you can see the lighting is coming from the left-hand side and front, and the shadows are on the right-hand side. So you can get away with having this area just a little darker. Hey, really quick, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more videos. And also visit realisticacrylic.com for more tutorials like this. And don't forget to share it with your friends. Thanks a lot. If you're doing something wrong, it's very easy to correct it. But if you're painting very bold right away and you make a mistake, it takes a lot more work to rectify it. So here you're just kind of babying in, I guess, the color and the value. Just gradually working it in. And then once you have it firmly established, you know what's happening in the painting and that it's on the right path, then you can start dialing it in more, getting a little bit darker, a little bit more bold with your layers. So you're starting off gentle, but at the end it's going to come together more rapidly. But at the same time, you'll be adding some detail work, and that will also take a little more time to do. All right, let's add some darkness to his hair. Overall, that value is pretty constant, so I'm not going to differentiate any smaller areas, but on her hair I will. I want a little umber dark, ultramarine blue, mix them together. And yeah, you could use ivory black, but this allows you to get a more precise mixture to the right color temperature, and it's a little more visually interesting than just using ivory black. Okay, now I want to darken. I'm going to thin that mixture out. It's just a bit too dark. Okay, let's pick out some of these darker spots. If you can see them in the reference photo, just in the middle of her hair. It's a little bit darker. Blend that out. And we start with the darker areas and work out towards the light. That way you can just feather it and let your brush glide across the surface. And that's a way of getting a little bit of shading and gradation. The amount of paint on your brush is running out, and you're dry brushing what's left on there. And so the darkest areas are the part you apply first when you have the thickest amount of paint, and then you just dry brush the rest. All right, we're gonna get a layer on the collar part of her sweater. I want to get that right up to the edge. Just follow the contours. Turn the brush a little bit at an angle, get that point, bring it down again, just like that, and then smooth it all out. Go over it one more time to smooth it out. And that would basically be it for this next layer. So I hope you found this video helpful. You can see how the painting is progressing here, the overall value structure. And we'll just keep adding more and more layers and start introducing color. In the next series, we'll be working on their faces. And I'll be happy to show you that in the next video. But anyway, I hope you found this helpful here. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more videos. And then at realisticacrylic.com, there's tutorials and other articles that'll be helpful to you there. So God bless, and we'll talk to you soon. There we go. Look at those scrambled eggs. Man, that's nice.